In this video, we're going to take a look at something called filtering in Excel. Filtering is basically what a search engine does for you. When you type in some keywords, the search engine goes out and looks at the pages on the internet, and it returns it returns the pages that have those words. And it, basically hides the rest from you. So filtering in Excel, first of all, it's a database type of operation, so it requires a table with rows where everything on a row is connected or related to one another, and column headings up at the top. Okay, I've got a relatively small table here, but this works on any size table in Excel, and you can put lots and lots of rows in here with data, and it works just as well with a big table as it does with a small table. So this is really all that you need to get started. There's two ways to get filtering started. One is by going to your data tab up here, and with the cursor in the data, I'm going to move the cursor out of the data here for a second. And if I click on filter, it says, where's the data? So click on OK. And all you have to do is be in the data. You don't have to select the data. As a matter of fact, it's probably better if you don't select the data. Just click in the data and then click on filter. And basically one thing happens. You get these little down arrows here at the top of each column. Okay, that's one way to do it. If I want to turn filtering off, I just go to the sort and filter group here, turn that button off, and it goes away. The other way to do it is to go to your home tab and tell Excel that you want this to be a table. And so you can pick any one of your formatting options here. I usually pick this one, so we'll format it this way. And if you're in the data to start with, it will select the data for you, and you should have headings at the top to identify what is in each column. And we'll click on OK. And I've got the down arrows there at the top of each column again, and I've got a little bit of formatting done as well. You can do this either way. Probably the best way to do it is to make it into a table first and then start applying your filtering. Okay, so we're going to look at text filters only in this video. There are also number filters. We'll look at those in another video. So let's click someplace in the data here, and we've got 4 text columns here, so we could do filtering on any one of these. But we've got repeating values in the major column and in the advisor column, and so we're going to do some filters on those. Right now, the data is sorted based on the ID number column over here in column F, which means it is not sorted on any of the other columns, so my majors here look to be kind of in random order. So what I want to do is I want to select, let's say, just the accounting majors. So I'm going to click on the down arrow for major here, and it knows this is a text column, and so it gives you a list of every unique value in the column, and we're going to turn off select all, and then we're going to turn on the columns or the values that we want to select from this column. So we're going to do accounting, click on OK, and we have a list of the accounting majors. When you apply a filter in Excel, a couple of things happen. One is up here at the top, next to the little down arrow, you see a little funnel. So if the funnel is there, it means that the filter has been applied to this column. The other thing that happens is over on the left side here, your numbers turn blue. And if the numbers are blue, it means that a filter has currently been applied. And the numbers may or may not be in sequence. If I'd sorted this ahead of time, let's say I had 50 accounting majors and they were all in the first 50 locations in the table. I wouldn't see any gaps over here. Everything would still be in its original order, but the numbers would be blue. If there are gaps, like this goes from row 4 to row 8 over here on the left, then there's a little space in there between the 4 and the 8, indicating that there's some missing records in between. And same thing here between 11 and 13. 13 and 14 are consecutive. You don't see a little gap in there. And then there's quite a few between 14 and 30, and then again between 30 and 45. So 2 little clues over there. The numbers are blue. There's going to be little gaps representing missing rows. And frequently, the numbers will not all be in sequence here, although they will obviously be in ascending order. And then down at the bottom, the other thing it does is it tells you how many records it found and how many records there are total. So it's telling us it found 6 out of 43 records. Okay, to clear the filter, we've got a couple of choices as well. One is probably the easiest way is just to go right here and click on the down arrow or the funnel and choose Clear Filter from Major, and now it brings all of the records back. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to reapply that filter and click on OK. And the other way to do it is to go to your Data tab up here, and you can click on the Clear button, and that will also clear the filter. Notice that you can also do it by turning filtering off, but then if you want to do some more filtering after you've turned that one filter off, you have to turn it back on again. So a couple of ways to clear the filter. Now let's try another one. Let's go to our major column again, and we're going to clear all of them. So we turn off Select All, and we have 3 majors here that might be in the same department. So we got an accounting major, a business major, and an HRM major, and we're going to select all of those and click on OK, and that's all there is to it. It's as easy as just turning checkboxes on and off when you're doing a text filter. If you would like to group these after we've done the filtering, just go up here and click on the down arrow, and you can sort them from A to Z, and now I've got them grouped by major. It's also possible to filter on more than one column. So this is going to give me everybody that's in the business department with accounting and HRM included. And I can also, let's say I just want one of the advisors. I've got a number of advisors here, but I want the majors, and I want the ones where Frangidakis is the advisor. So let's click on OK here, and now you see I've got 2 filters applied. There's a funnel here and there's a funnel here. And notice also that when you apply sorting to a column like we did in the major column, you get the little arrow there just like you do with any other kind of sorting. Okay, let's turn these off. If I go up here and click on Clear, it clears all of them, so I don't have to clear twice. And we're going to look at another filter that that works for text, but I'm not sure how often you'll actually use this. We've got something here called text filters. I'm going to go to the last name column here and go to text filters, and we've basically done equals. And if you want to do equals, just do the check boxes down here. You can also do does not equal, but you can also do that just by reversing the check boxes. So we're not going to look at those 2. You can do begins with or ends with, or contains and does not contain. Let's try begins with, and you can put anything you want to in here. I'm just going to put the letter J. It doesn't have to be one letter. It can be as long as you want it to be, but we've got a relatively small database here, and so I'd like to get at least a few selections. You can also obviously you're not going to do begins with and because it can't begin with 2 different things, but you could do begins with or here. And I'm just going to do this, and we'll click on OK. And every last name that begins with J is out there now. And let's clear that. And we can also do ends with. Let's go back here and click on the down arrow and go to text filters, and let's click on ends with. And I'm going to do SON. I know we've got quite a few in there that end in SON, and click on OK. And if you take a look at every one of these, now we've got SON on the end. And let's clear that filter as well. And the last one we're going to do here is we're going to go and do a text filter on last name again, and this time we're going to do contains. And I know that a bunch of them contain ON. And this will look for it any place in the word, not necessarily at the beginning or the end, but any place. So let's click on OK here. And we get all the ones that ended in son from before. So we got Jefferson, Jackson, Madison. And then we got Monroe, which has the ON in the middle. We've also got, then we got some more sons here. Washington was not in the list before because there's no S there. Johnson was. Nixon was not. Clinton was not. And so any place in the word, it looks like most of them are still on the end, but we did have Monroe here with the ON in the middle. So when you do contains, it can be any place in the text. One other thing about doing text filters, Excel is not case sensitive. So it doesn't matter whether you type in lowercase or uppercase letters. I could have typed in an uppercase ON or a lowercase ON, or I could have combined the 2 possibilities, and I still would have gotten the same results. So that's pretty much everything regarding text filtering in Excel, and we'll take a look at number filtering in the next video.